It is my privilege to say we are most grateful that so many are here today to pay tribute to two local legends. Today we are here to dedicate the CT-114 Tutor to the memory of Clarence Lang, who, as a boy, grew up in Lister, attended high school here in Creston, worked for Ken Hushcroft at the sawmill, and whom Ken took for an airplane ride one day. The first flight lit the fire of the passion for aviation in young Clarence. He joined the RCAF later to become a fighter pilot and to become the squadron leader of the Golden Centenaires. Before you is the Tutor jet, painted in the iconic Golden Centenaires colors and carrying the tail number 179. The jet that C.B. Lang flew over Creston on July 14, 1967. This is the only Tutor jet on display in all of Canada. It is now my pleasure to introduce Pastor Harry Haberstock.
Thank you, Len. Today we are privileged to dedicate this iconic 1967 Tutor jet in memory of Creston pilots Clarence Lang and John Hushcroft. These two Lister boys undoubtedly glimpsed what Charles Lindbergh, the first solo transatlantic aviator, caught when he once stated, "Sometimes flying feels too godlike to be attained by men. Sometimes the world from above seems too beautiful, too distant for human eyes to see." Johnny's decade-old passion was to purchase this Tutor jet and provide a memorial to honor his friend, squadron leader C.B. Lang. On March 23, 2021, Johnny presented his cause to the mayor and councillors at a town meeting, and today we witness the awesome results of Johnny's efforts. When Johnny left us too soon on February 20th, 2022, you, his family and friends, near and far, picked up his plans and fulfilled his dream. What extraordinary teamwork. 38 years ago, Johnny gave his friend, Lieutenant Colonel C.B. Lang, a final trip to Vancouver, where he left his family far too early on April 22nd, 1984. Two dear families, the Langs and the Hushcrofts, have experienced profound loss, along with precious memories. We thank God today for the incredible contributions of these two men. They both have, in the words of poet John Gillespie McGee Jr., slipped the surly bonds of earth. As McGee's poem High Flight aptly stated, they danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings, and while with silent lifting mind, they've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out their hand and touched the face of God. O divine designer, your creative beauty is inherent in this dedication. You have blessed these pilots, wind-swept heights, with easy grace. Bless now their families anew. Powerfully bless our beloved Creston Valley community with a symphony of efforts current and of which we may not yet have dreamed. Bless our citizens and leaders with the will to work together in solid formation. Thank you, O God, for these two men, Clarence Lang and Johnny Hushcroft, who have inspired us to seek productive actions together. And bless now soon Canada's snowbirds with safety in their precision flyby. Amen.
Thank you, Harry. I'm very pleased to invite to the podium our Mayor, Ron Toyota, of the town of Creston, who took the helm, connecting the people and resources to bring this project to what you see today. Mayor Toyota.
Today is a culmination of the dream that John Hushcroft worked on tirelessly and carried with him for over 10 years. Johnny was taken suddenly away from us in February, and it has been nothing short of amazing to have witnessed the sheer amount of people who dedicated their time, money, and resources to make Johnny's dream a reality. For all of this to happen as quickly as it has, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the Hushcroft family, the Clarence Lang family, Daniel Dempsey, David Carlaw, and John Swallow. This project would not have been possible without their support and that of the many donors who have contributed financially and with in-kind support. I would especially like to thank Jerry, Ian, and the Comfort Welding team. Chris from Wild West Drilling, and of course Marilyn States, who has been awesome, and the Town of Creston management and staff, especially Brandon and Ferd. We appreciate you all for being here today and for all that you have done to make this day possible.
It is my honor to invite forward our guest speaker today, Lieutenant Colonel Dan Dempsey, former commanding officer and team leader of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds and Hawk 1 F-86 Sabre demo pilot.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Toyota, members of the Lang and Hushcroft families, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor it is for me to be here today as a former commanding officer and team leader of the Snowbirds to salute Squadron Leader C.B. Lang and the Golden Centenaires. I was a young 14-year-old kid when I watched the Centenaires fly at Canadian Forces Base Namao in 1967, and I'd already watched C.B. fly with the Golden Hawks in 1963. So watching them again flying with the Golden Centenaires was a real treat and a great motivator for me and thousands of kids like me, and led us to very long aviation careers. This monument, as mentioned, is very special because it is, in fact, the only Golden Centenaire Tutor mounted in this way in Canada. And how fitting to have it here in Creston and the home of C.B. Lang. I've been asked to give you some idea of the measure of the importance of the Golden Centenaires that C.B. led in relation to our aviation history in Canada, our airshow history in particular, and it's a real pleasure to do that. And I have to go back for some of the senior folks here. You'll remember the RCF Golden Hawks, I'm sure, who were formed in 1959 to salute the 50th anniversary of powered flight in Canada and the 35th anniversary of the RCF. They were a fantastic team. And CB joined the team in 1963 for the 1963 and 64 seasons. And unfortunately, on the 7th of February 1964, the team was disbanded very suddenly without any warning, ostensibly because of budget cuts. And that sent real reverberations, not only through the Royal Canadian Air Force, but across the nation, because people loved the Golden Hawks, and they were a very special team. So it was several years later, because of the impending 1967 100th birthday of Canada, that there was another opportunity to actually form another aerobatic team in Canada. And it was on April 16th of 1966 that the Minister of National Defence, in conjunction with the Chief of the Defence Staff at Canadian Forces Headquarters in Ottawa, that was General Jean Allard, announced that Canada would indeed have a new aerobatic team for 1967. And that team would be known as the Canadian Armed Forces Golden Centenaires. The man that was actually selected to command the team was Wing Commander O.B. Philp of Sydney, British Columbia. He was a well-known senior RCAF officer, had flown the CF-104 Starfighter, and it was up to him to select his team. Well, the first two people that he selected were both Golden Hawks. C.B. Lang, who would be his team leader, and Flight Lieutenant Dave Barker, who would be his lead solo. So just about every community in Canada that wanted an air show in 1967 got one. And that is the measure of how important the Golden Centenaires were. Because although they only flew in 1967, were disbanded at the end of the year, that had planted the seed. This is all a direct result of how popular the Golden Centenaires were and what a great job that C.B. Lang did as team leader in 1967. I just want to mention that this is the 52nd air show season for the Snowbirds. They've now performed before 150 million spectators, live spectators across North America. They've been seen by billions of people on TV, and they really do us proud. So I just want to conclude by saying what an honor it is to be here, to congratulate everybody that's been involved with this fantastic project. It's very unique in Canada, and I thank you all for being here today to pay tribute to C.B. Lang.
In tribute to the memory, Squadron Leader Clarence B. Lang, RCAF, Team Leader, Canadian Armed Forces, Golden Centenniers, 1967. Please welcome Johnny Hushcroft's wife, Carol, and their family, Nicole, Traven, and Jen. The magnificent aircraft you see before and towering above you would simply not be here if it were not for the tireless, passionate dedication of Johnny Hushcroft. Over the years preceding his untimely death, he has single-handedly taken on the task to locate and purchase this aircraft and to create a monument to the legacy of Squadron Leader C.B. Lang and the Golden Centenniers. Mayor Ron Toyota and the town of Creston took the helm after Johnny's passing with a pledge to make this happen for the community in Johnny's honor. With tremendous family and community support, the exceptional project has been carried to reality.
My name is Anne Lang Harris. I was introduced to Flight Lieutenant C.B. Lang in Nova Scotia while an instructor in a local Air Cadet squadron, and he was the Air Cadet Liaison Officer for the Maritimes. He was selected to join the Golden Hawks, Canada's national aerobatic team at the time. Such a selection represents the ultimate accomplishment in the military aviator's flying career. Although they did not survive beyond 1967, the team set the stage for a whole new generation of flyers to come. And CB continued his successful non-aerobatic flying career until his retirement in 1982. If Clarence were here, I'm sure he would be slightly embarrassed, but immensely proud to be recognized by the people living here in this valley that he loved so much. Thank you.
Seeing the community come together and finish this project after Dad passed away is nothing short of a miracle. We want to acknowledge Ann and Dave Harris and Elvin and Connie Lang on behalf of the Lang family for all of your contributions over the years to make sure this was completed. And we'd also like to thank the many, many, many other people that contributed to complete his dream. There's too many to name individually, but we know you, we see you, we're so appreciative. Words cannot express the gratitude we feel standing here today, seeing this beautiful jet and knowing that our dad's dream came true. Thank you.